back to BLOCKTV. It's time now for Chain Breakers. Now, the crypto data space is at a critical juncture, with government regulators citing lack of transparency and clear data as critical to the inability to properly regulate the space. Numerous private actors accusing the space of being run by rampant manipulation. So, in order to keep on top of the market and find out what the latest trends are, we turn over to the experts at CoinGecko. And I speak now with co-founder Bobby Ong. Bobby, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
All right, so Bobby, kicking us off this week, just a bit of development in how the markets have been tracking. We've seen some recent upticks over the last few weeks, but there seems to have been a cooling off period, at least with the top coins, where we haven't seen significant movement either way in the last couple of days. Any patterns that you can see, any trends that are particularly drawing your eye, Bobby?
Yeah, so looking at the CoinGecko page right now, you see that there hasn't been much movement for Bitcoin. It's been holding around a $9,200 spot. Ethereum is holding around $190. But a couple of coins stood out. Like you can see that XRP had a 16% jump in the past 7 days. Litecoin had a 15% jump. And also Tesla stood out with a 30% jump, and Stellar had a 12% jump. So it's interesting that all these altcoins are gaining momentum in the past few days. So it'll be interesting to see how things progress further after the Chinese New Year break.
And do you think that this sort of surge in various altcoins represents any significant threat to Bitcoin's level of market cap dominance, total market dominance at all? We've seen it drop down to around, I believe, the 65% mark. Do you think it will fall further?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at since the start of the year, if you look at last year, it was a Bitcoin year, and Bitcoin gained a lot of market dominance last year. And if you look at the start of 2020, altcoins for some reason had some sort of a revival, and a lot of other coins have started gaining traction. So we've argued in our previous episode that this is alt season is back. So it seems like it's still continuing the case, and I think this year we probably see a strong comeback for many of these altcoins.
Certainly, it could be a potentially very interesting time, whether it's a full-blown alt season or not. There's certainly specific coins making a comeback. But now, let's not just talk about the coins that already exist, already well in the consumer's public knowledge. Let's bring in a conversation about an interesting new project that's taking place, a DAO called Pool Together, which is doing some interesting new developments in the space. And we have a little promotional video of theirs here to break down a little bit about how Pool Together works.
Pool Together is a revolutionary no-loss lottery. Buy a ticket for a chance to win, and if you don't win, get all your money back. Here's how it works. In traditional lotteries, many people buy lottery tickets. All of the money goes into an institution, and a winner is randomly chosen. One person gets a lot of money, everyone else loses money. But here is how Pool Together works. People buy a Pool Together savings ticket. All of the money from the ticket goes into a smart contract. Our smart contract stores the money in an interest-earning account. And at the end of the pool, everyone gets their money back. But one lucky person also gets all the interest earned on all the money. Everyone has a chance to win, but no one loses. This is a big idea, because it turns the most popular money-losing game in the world into a savings game. And that will help more people achieve financial security. We hope you play with us.
All right, Bobby. So it's certainly an interesting concept. How would you rate this project? Do you think it really delivers on all the promises it makes for a risk-free lottery system?
Yeah, so it's very interesting. This is one of the most innovative decentralized finance DeFi application that has come out in the space, in the sense that it makes lottery, what it takes is it collects all the money from people and then it puts them into the compound smart contract, which earns a yield. So for example, the first Pool Together lottery was a DAI-based pool, which pays out 7.91% in interest and on compound. And what happens is, instead of distributing it to everyone, like one single winner gets to win all the interest. So I think this is very interesting. And because like participants of this lottery will do not stand to lose the money that they put in. Of course, to say that it comes without risk is an understatement. Of course, there are risks involved with all smart contracts in the sense that we don't know at any one point in time if there's any vulnerability on the smart contract from Pool Together or from Compound. If there is a vulnerability on both of these smart contracts, the funds that have been deposited into these smart contracts can be drained, and participants in this no loss lottery will eventually have to get a loss. So I think some interesting things that have come out was that in last week, Pool Together have announced $1 million investment raise from Consensus, IDEO, and a bunch of other VCs. And but what is more interesting is they actually achieved a huge milestone. So at the start, late last week, they had this pool, this lottery, which had a $1 million participant, $1 million worth of DAI participating in it to win interest, accumulating to $1 million for a week, which was worth about $1,400. So it was very interesting to see how things can go on for this Pool Together. But what was interesting was I took note of the Pool Together participants. If I remember correctly, the top 4 participants in the Pool Together app had like close to $80,000 to $100,000 worth of lottery tickets, which contributed to the $1 million pool in it.
Yeah, it's certainly significant numbers and something to focus in on as well. I mean, you just mentioned that Consensus has proven a considerable backer of this project. Bobby, have you heard anything regarding Consensus just released an announcement of their new strategic shift, firing 14% of their workforce? Do you think this is an interesting counterbalance to where they're making their investments?
So, I mean, the headline says that Consensus has broken out the company into 2 different parts. One is to the development arm and one more is to investment. In my opinion, Consensus have overhired during the exuberant times of 2017, and they are just going through hard times, growing challenges of trying to scale down their operations and shutting down projects that have not been profitable, have not been not suitable to be, not ready for the market, for this current market. So, I mean, a lot of projects have been going through this pain. I mean, 14% may sound a lot, but it's considerably less compared to what some of the other companies have shared. For example, Bitmain has lost, I think just before Chinese New Year, had a massive reduction in employee headcounts as well. Can't remember the exact number off my head, but it was significantly higher than 14%.
It's certainly a lot of companies out there going through what we could perhaps call teething troubles, as it were, as they try and find that right balance of workforce and profitability. All right, Bobby Ong, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to break down some of these interesting projects and market developments. Keep watching at blocktv.com for all the latest in news and information. I'm Asher Westrop Evans. Thanks for watching.
For more news and updates, follow us on Twitter.